Now let us create shadows using the elementary script. In order to create shadows in layers like this, I'm going to go into my elementary layer here. I already have an object where I want to cast my shadows. So I'm going to go over here, and here in the scene setup, I'm going to import an object which I want the shadow of. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select an object. So let's say I'm going to select this asteroid right here and press OK, so that my asteroid actually comes here. Right now it just seems as if the asteroid is floating above. So let me just go into the front view. I'm going to go into the front view right here. So I am going to place the asteroid up above. So I'm just going to place the asteroid just a bit above. I'm just going to go over here. So it is right above the plane surface that I want to project on. So I'm going to go on to my camera view right here. So now I know that the asteroid is on top of the solid layer right here. So now in order to create shadows using elementary script, I'm going to go over here, select this object right here. But before that, I need to create a light so that it can cast shadows accordingly. So when I go into light, you can use any type of light except for ambient right here. So I'm going to go for parallel light. And I'm going to make sure that cast shadows is checked on, and I'm going to press OK. So now I'm going to go over here, go above, and then change the direction of the light right here. Let me just go into 4 views right here, just like this. So this is my shadow. Let me just click and drag it out and put it this side. So shadow comes seems like it is coming off from that side. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the main perspective view right here, and I'm going to go for one view. Alright, there you go. So now what I want to do is I want it to cast shadows. So I'm going to select the light, and I'm going to select the object that is the 3D object layer. This is the element 3D layer that I want to cast shadows from. So I'm going to go into Windows right here, and I'm going to go into Elementary. And over here, you'll be able to find option called shadows. So I'm going to go into shadow in 3D plugins, there's shadow, as you can see. So let me just click on this and it'll generate a shadow for me. So taking a bit of a time right there. And once you do that, you can see that there is the shadow right there. It is generated on this object, and this is projected on to the regular After Effects object right here, not just an element 3D object which can be projected with the element 3D plugin itself. But if you want to project into something else, you have to use the elementary plugin, which actually creates it quite easily. So I can change the slider over here to come up with different shadow options. So I can go over here to increase the shadow range and so forth, just like that. You can change the shadow fade and so forth, and you can see that the shadow option actually changes once I play around with the settings. So I can increase the shadow fade level right here, so it actually fades up the shadow a bit. Let me just increase this a bit further, and the shadow is softer. All right, the shadow vanish as well. This increases and decreases the amount of shadow right there. That's the shadow blurriness, so I can increase the amount of shadow blurriness over here, just like that. So that's too blur, so let me just bring it down somewhere to around 7, so some of the effect is still there. So you can also use opacity of the shadows, this over here, and so forth. There's depth and other options that you can work with. You can scale it out and so forth. So I have the shadow that I want, and it is quite responsive to the light. So I can go into parallel light over here, and as you see along that, if I were to move out the light, it actually changes the shadow as well. So you can see that the shadow is quite responsive over here. Although the layers don't belong together, this is a way to create shadow onto an object of my choice. So that is how you can work with shadows. So you can also go around with the camera, unify camera tool. Let me just rotate this around, and you can see that the shadow is projected onto the surface. So that is how you can work with elementary script shadow inside of After Effects for projecting shadows of element 3D objects. Hope you guys learned something as always, and as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.